Hey everyone, it's Vera from Rudy Visuals. I hope everyone is doing well. So today we're talking about this. This is the Saramonic Blink500 B2 Plus. Yes, that's the actual name. And this is a wireless microphone kit similar to mics like the Rudy Wireless Go, but this can be yours for pretty much half the price at only $129. Before we kick things off, full disclosure, Saramonic did send it to us to keep and have contributed to the production costs of this video. We haven't been told to say anything specific and retain the ability to give our full thoughts and opinions, but a big thank you to Saramonic for making this video possible. Saramonic, by the way, make a ton of audio equipment, so do check out their website to see what else they have on offer. And right now the audio you are listening to is coming straight from this microphone. I'll let you be the judge of how it sounds, and do let me know in the comment section below what you think. So for the price, I would say these sound pretty great. I have heard this back and it does a great job of isolating my voice and rejecting any background noises. The dialogue sounds nice and clear with a good balance of bass and high end. We'll do some outdoor testing a little bit later on, but for that very cheap price of $130, these sound great. But you know the drill by now, these kinds of mics are just really great choice for people creating content, making videos for social media, for vlogs, for YouTube content. You could use these for interviews, etc. And what makes these type of mics so great is that they are just really convenient and easy to use. They are super discreet as well and easy to set up, so whenever people ask me what kind of mic they should get for content creation, I always recommend a wireless mic like this if your needs are mainly just to record yourself talking. So let's take a quick look at everything you get inside the box. So we have a charging box, which includes 2 mics and 1 receiver, the USB-C and lightning port adapters. It's great that these are included instead of having to buy separate adapters like for the Rudy Wireless Go 2. There's also a carry bag with 2 wind muffs, a USB-C to USB-A, a couple of 3.5 audio cables for connecting to a camera, and some paperwork. One thing that jumps out to me straight away is definitely the design, so I like my mics to be very stealthy and simple. I don't want them to stand out too much in the shot, so in the past I've had similar mics like this from brands like Hollyland. I can't remember the exact model, but it had like really bright yellow accents on it. And with the Rudy Wireless Go 2s, they are very square, so they kind of sit on your subject in a very awkward way. These though are a lot more subtle in their design in my opinion, which is definitely a big plus. I also think that the build quality for the price is really nice. It does feel plasticky, but it doesn't feel like tacky cheap plastic. And to be honest, the Rudy Wireless Go 2s, which are, remember, double the price, feel really plasticky as well. The receiver and the transmitters have a nice heft to them and feel like they'll be able to take some rough treatment. The charging case also feels very premium, and when you open it up, everything is sat inside in a very nice and snug way. When you take the units out, they just all pair up automatically with no fuss. And there's also a magnet inside the case, so they snap back in nicely and securely. You also get a light indicator on the front to show you how much battery the case has left. So the battery on the receiver gets you around 16 hours and the mics each reach up to 20 hours. When used with the charging box, the entire system gets you around 40 hours, which is awesome and more than enough for most people's use cases. I also like the way they incorporated the optional USB-C and lightning port adapters. So if you want to use this with a smartphone and get some social media type videos, all you need to do is grab the correct adapter and it slides onto the receiver like so. To attach the mics, it comes with these handy clips, but they're not always ideal depending on what your subject is wearing. So it's really great that these come with the option of having these magnets instead. They are very strong and make it very easy to attach the mics onto your subject's clothing. If you are shooting with a phone, the process is really simple as well. It literally goes into your phone's USB-C port and that's it. You don't need to do any faffing around or pairing or that sort of stuff. So when you hit record on your phone, you should see a pop-up saying it's recording via the USB-C device or something similar. That's just what it says on my phone, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. I also really like the fact that when recording audio with both mics, you're able to separate both audio tracks, something you can't always do on budget mic kits like these. So before we comment on the audio quality, let's take these outside. So right now we're at a coffee shop just to test out how well this microphone isolates my voice and rejects the environment. So obviously it's quite loud in here. So as you can hear, this microphone does a really good job of rejecting background noise whilst isolating my voice. Like, you still want to have some level of background noise to show like the environment you're in, but you don't want it to be overpowering over the voice. So now we are going to do a distance test. So this microphone has a range of 150 meters. Now I'm probably not going to test like the whole range all the way because nobody really needs to go that far to use the microphone, but we'll just see how far we can get. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that the microphone does have to be facing the receiver. So if I turn my back when I'm slightly further away, it might not work because my body will be blocking the signal. And I've also attached a little wind muff to the microphone just because it's a little bit windy right now. So I'm about 30 meters away right now, and it should still be working all perfectly fine and clear. So now it's about 50 meters away, and I hope it's still working all good. So I'm about 100 meters away now, and I hope this is all working. Yeah, so I just got a thumbs up that it's still all nice and clear, so you should be able to hear it as well. So that probably wasn't the most scientific test, but at no point did we have any drops in the signal whilst I was running about trying to get 100 meters away from Aaron. But do bear in mind that if you are using it on like multiple floors or in different rooms, things like that will affect the range, as there'll be more barriers for the signal to go through. But overall, I thought that was a pretty successful test. So with the power of editing, we are now back inside. Do let me know in the comments section below what you thought of the microphones outside. So I think mic kits like these are really geared towards phone users these days. If you think of like Instagram Reels, TikToks, vloggers, that kind of thing. So another thing to mention is this screen. Even though it's quite small, it's still very bright and very readable outdoors. I found that on other models from other brands that the screens can be really hard to see sometimes, especially if you're outside in bright conditions. So this is a really nice touch. The menu and the UI is also really simple and easy to navigate. I'm pretty sure our 6-year-old could use it, honestly. There is also a phone app. It's functional, it lets you control and change all of your settings in one place, but it does force you to create an account and log in, which is a bit of a pet peeve of mine. I'd prefer if it just let me get on with it without any interference. There's not much more to say about this app, it just works. So one thing that these mics will feature is one-click noise reduction. Unfortunately, as this is a pre-production version, we were not able to test this out as it hasn't been implemented yet. But as you can see on the mics here, there is an NR button. So you would just give this a press and the indicator light will go from blue to green. And then you have your noise reduction active. So this should filter out any low rumbles and any drony sounds like traffic noise, fans, air conditioning, and so on. In the past, I found that these noise reduction features are decent enough at removing noise, but they can end up stripping some of your lower end tones in your voice. So I do prefer to do any noise reduction in post where I can control things myself. But for those of you who maybe don't feel comfortable enough doing that, it will be there as an option once these are released. And let's not forget, this is not an expensive microphone. It's only about $130, so it's super affordable as well. And let me remind you that the Rudy wireless Go's are almost double the price, and I'm not really sure it's twice as good. And on top of that, you still have to buy the adapters separately and the charging case as well. So for me, the Saramonic actually offers a much better value for money, especially if you're someone who is just starting out, and honestly, these microphones sound great. In terms of issues, the only really gripe I have with it is that there is no option to attach a separate lav mic, which would add a little extra functionality and versatility, but I certainly don't think that's a big deal breaker. Overall, the Blink500 B2 Plus is a really solid budget offering. It suits phone users really well, and for stuff like YouTube videos, vlogs, and interviews, it's a great option. I also love that these are just super easy to use, really simple, so if you only have about $130 to spend, then these should definitely be on your consideration list for sure. So that's it for this video. Do let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions. And if you found this video helpful, please do give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!